Hey, good morning, everybody. On this Monday, March 8th, this is Derek Demore with Futures Demore and Futures Networks Live. We're going to go over our opening bell trade. Ridiculous morning. We went as high as 85 on the RSI. We had RSI divergence, if you notice, up, and yet not quite as strong on the RSI, and we were at 80. So even though the quote unquote indicators were up for our trade, this is an absolutely horrible position for a long trade. To me, short was the call, and I actually got put a limit order at 49 to go short. We'll see what happens in a second, but just a note, we had about a 36 point, run. So more like 37, 38. So that's just one of those moves that when you go that far, that's about what we're going to have is a turnaround at that point. Also, what was really interesting about this look is, yes, on the prior week, we had a bottom, at the 89 period. We launched up, we ended the day, thought we were going to have an inside day. Right at the end of the day, we launched up, closed at 38.39.50, which I called 38.38, so it was really close. And we gapped up and went up first. And then we went down to the 50%, and now we went back up. Now, are we going to touch basically the 62 again to 66 area and maybe go up to 72 and then pull back down? That seems to be likely today, but we could bust out and just launch with seems like some decent news out there right now, but it's hard to know. On the daily, we're at 50. So back to opening bell, let's check out the little bit shorter term and see what we would have done. So another thing I saw in the 4 hours, we had a double tap at 66.50. So even if I got in where we got in, I wasn't too concerned, maybe trading it short because we were so overbought. We did have a death cross, but now it looks like we're turning around, and it's so weak that I wouldn't trade off of it. And ironically, it was, kind of at the bottom when we had the cross. So let's just keep an eye on this for a golden cross. If we're right around the EMA, that could be a good spot for a launch to go long. And even on the 60-minute, you can see where we were below the 200. We went up and we touched this long-term channel back from the end of February, and we literally touched it at the 62.50-ish, and now are we pulling back to end and close with another 7 minutes on the other side of this 200 period or not? So short still seems to be in the cards today, but we'll see, just see what happens. Here was the opening bell. Again, got in, put a limit order at 49, got in, it went up to 50, and made decent points, then got in long at 35 even because of some looks over here. Had a DCA limp at 26. It never came down and got me, and then it came up to 61, 62. I got out at 44. So got in at 35, got out at 44, and another good turnaround. If you look at the channel that we've drawn, when you get a close back below, usually it'll come up to about a 382 or the R1. So 53.25 would be a good entry. Let's see what happened. Ooh, 54.25. So not bad there. That was a 50% retracement. So far seeing things good. Looks like we might, still looking to go long, but where's the entry? So 39.50-ish to go long. Nice. This was the chart that I was talking about, the 200 period, the 50 period. I drew this channel. We could go up as high as 38.85, 83 today. We went up first, gapped up, came back 50% on the solid, and now we're in here. Looks to me like we're going to end up retesting this 50 period, but we shall see. And that's kind of what I was mentioning with all of this, and you guys didn't get to see it. So we shall see on that. I'll edit the video. Now, what's interesting about the MNQ is we're obviously below the 50. We're above the 200, but very similar. Like, how long has it been since we've touched the 200 on the MNQ, and you look back and it's like, wow, way back in April, it's been almost a year. So all of these things are saying that, hey, we need something to pull back and test the 200 period. This is a good opportunity. It looks like we might have that pretty soon, which is right now it's 11,785. The 50 is turning down now. Is the NAS leading everything? I don't know. But again, gap up, we came up to that 750 and now pulling back to now this one, you can see where we came down well below the solid on the candle. So are we going to retest this today? That's going to be interesting to find out. So on the M2K, we bounced off of the 50. So we're in a little bit stronger position. You can see where with the channel drawn here, this came and perfectly touched at 21, 65-ish where the channel would have been and bounced. And now we're actually green for the day. So this one looks a little bit more bullish. The M2K actually touched back in March. So the 200 period EMA. So it hasn't been as long for this. But this is probably the most bullish looking of all the charts. So on the NAS on the 5-minute, you can see where we're coming right up to the 89, the 200 period. We're touching the 50. I mean, if anything, this is a great spot to go long right now for a little bit. We just touched the 2 sigma. So if we got in at 12,535, that would have been a great long. So for the short term, this looks like a long, and then the rest of the day, are we going short? That's the big question. See what the 60-minute looks like. We're below the 200, so yeah, it does look short. And then as mentioned, the M2K on the dailies, we are well above the 200. We're just having a golden cross. So this is a great spot to go long right here. Gonna try to get in and see if it'll go long. So anyway, thanks for being part of Futures to More and Futures Networks Live, and we hope to make profitable trades, positive points for breakfast, and join us anytime. And we'll do a recap later. We've got 2 awesome videos that I hope to share with you later today, as long as we get those okayed on technicals and just the way to do things. So again, have a great day. Talk to you soon.